Hello, and welcome to the Eyes of the World Humanitarian Foundation. I have been experiencing some technical difficulties with the video, but I think we have the problems solved. And from here on in, we should be okay, and I apologize for any difficulties that we are experiencing. So I'd like to welcome you to the Eyes of the World Humanitarian Foundation. Our mission is focused on the awareness and problems due to malevolent acts on our planet Earth. We're seeking like-minded people that wish to give attention to education and exploration on how to make better energy choices, together with the advancement of new ideas and technology. Also promoting renewable energy technologies and employing green energy where available. Because of renewable energies, economies are emerging, markets are reacting, opportunities are swirling, and the world is watching. Yes, we are the eyes of the world. My name is Leo Hannon. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to an ongoing look at what's hurting our planet. The Eyes of the World Foundation is here to give you a broad perspective on the changes to our world. We're raising awareness. We wish to open some eyes and simply share the information with others. My mantra, good things are going to happen. Some topics I'll be speaking about today include the COP21 meeting in Paris on climate change, Samsung telephones, cell phones, Hurricane Matthew, and carbon-free travel. But right now I want to give a quick update on Fukushima. And yes, it's still going on. The plant is leaking 50 tons of radioactive water every day. It's spilling out into the ocean and it's killing everything. And we have to do something about this ASAP. I heard yesterday that the funding is coming soon and that the foundation has already set up infrastructure, and we will begin the necessary procedures to get this cleanup underway. In the next weeks, I'll keep everyone up to date on the intelligence as it becomes available. And now that the COP21, the Paris Climate Control Summit, there is a website if you'd like to check it out. It is climateparis.org. And what is COP? COP stands for Conference of the Parties, the United Nations Framework on Climate Change to fight global warming. Their website is cop22.ma. The goal is to lower the global temperature of the Earth by 2 degrees Celsius. At the Paris Climate Summit, the meetings involve 196 countries, including Russia and OPEC. All countries have signed the Paris COP21 agreement. One of the objectives is to build and support markets that support global warming efforts to reduce the planet's temperature by 2 degrees Celsius. Infrastructure is starting. However, the waiting will take us out of reach if we don't act soon. We're at 16 months in a row with above average temperatures. The 196 countries have agreed to put on the table $1 trillion each every year for the next 15 years. Countries will also need to close the energy gap by adding $1.8 trillion every year until the year 2035. This can certainly become a multi-trillion-dollar investment for the private sector on the ground. Countries will need to put up attractive investments for clean and energy-efficient water, green technology, and carbon-free transportation. This needs to include a level of motivation that we've never seen before, and it needs to unlock financing that is also innovative. Official Development Assistance, or ODA, in context with the climate, will be helping with the funding. And they've done some other comparable things, like helping out the refugees in Lebanon, Jordan, and Syria. And we need financing from the ODA. We've got to follow the carbon trails, the carbon paper trails. We have to get out of the usual way of thinking and use this tremendous $100 billion a year that's already been committed. We can use this to leverage ways of refinancing debt and buy down the interest, so to remove the debt from previous loans. This will help to free up money at a lower interest rate. The risk appetite with green renewable energy and the financial sector must work together. The cost of putting carbon in the air is still not embedded in the market. The green bond market is growing. It will reach a total of $80 to $100 billion a year by the end of this year. The high carbon focus is on Asia, South Asia, India, Pakistan, China, and Vietnam, in which Vietnam produces 40 gigawatts of their energy by use of coal. Coal costs them 9 cents per kilowatt hour, and renewables are 12 and 13 cents per kilowatt hour. That's for solar energy, and they're saying that that's too expensive. Boo. It's not that expensive. Morocco is developing a test market to develop their viability on solar. A $43 million World Bank grant is being used to secure a $3 billion loan, and this is to test the viability of solar in Morocco. Other governments like Senegal and Zambia are using the World Bank also, and they bring the paperwork. Zambia's bid on the overall cost of estimates to employ renewable energy was 6 cents per kilowatt hour. The lowest bid they received was 4.7 cents per kilowatt hour. This was for solar in Zambia, and in Pakistan it can also be lowered. Putting a price on carbon to reduce emissions reductions is happening today. China put in a national carbon trading scheme. Their program will become the largest carbon trading market in the world. Last year they generated $26 billion in revenue, and did this reaching a political agreement at the COP21 summit in Paris. We need more economic growth driven by green energy. It's a win-win-win, and it will help developing countries reduce their carbon emissions. Carbon pricing will be applied to an ETS, emissions trading system, which will cap the total emissions of greenhouse gases. Together with a carbon tax, which will directly set a price on the carbon content of fossil fuels, it will incorporate a social cost of carbon. Payments can be made through fuel taxes and by the reduction of greenhouse gases and emissions, or so-called offsets. 40 countries and 20 cities, states, and provinces are already using carbon pricing mechanisms and have schemes in place to cover half the emissions and have reduced their global greenhouse gases by 13%. For more on this, you can go to the climateparis.org website. Samsung, previously the Samsung phone recall announced that over 1 million phones would be recalled. I think it's more like 10 million. Today they said it was 1.9 million. Samsung is being faced with what to do with a mountain of broken phones, and they are considered a hazmat. They said, send us back your phones, and they're providing a hazmat shipping package with gloves and a special bag so that the battery doesn't catch fire. We definitely should send them back. Let the manufacturers deal with the costs of the recycling issues and the hazmat containment. Phones with a bad power system can't be refurbished. The phone is now dead. People can get a refund and deal with the phone themselves, or Samsung will simply mail you another phone, a different model. They don't want the phone back, really. Most likely the phones will end up in somebody's landfill. And that's really bad. We really don't want that. It was announced today that Samsung cut its profits outlook this quarter by $2.3 billion. as they killed the production of its top-selling Galaxy 7 Fire phone. This is the first sign of how much the crisis will cost Samsung. The profit will be a whopping $5.2 trillion instead of a $7.8 trillion said in a regulatory statement earlier today. All G7 notebooks already on the market in warehouses and inventory all around the globe have to be bought back. The company will have to bear the costs associated with them because they can no longer be sold. To end the G7 meltdown, it even spread to Vietnam. It's affecting an already hurting economy hit by drought and oil prices. Vietnam are exporters, and they will lose 20% of the nation's volume in shipments normally sent out globally from Samsung. And like I said before, manufacturers of electronics and appliances should be held responsible for the product through the life of the product. Let's let them deal with the hazmats and the recycling of old electronics. Consumers should be able to send the products to a third-party recycling center or return it to the manufacturers. Please let me know your input on this, whether or not you think this should be a law here in the United States. Now a little bit about Hurricane Matthew. Hurricane Matthew, the Category 4 monster, it simply ate up the islands at Haiti at 145-mile-per-hour winds and churned its path right through those islands towards Florida. The losses there were devastated, and there's no food or water there, and now cholera is becoming advancing, and it's making people sick. It was very sad to hear about the loss of life there, and also the 38 people that passed in North Carolina when it hit North Carolina. Luckily, Hurricane Matthew didn't make an imprint on Florida. The damage to the waterways in North Carolina and the flooded towns is in the billions of dollars. It was described as a Katrina-like situation. People, animals, crops, and trees were devastated. Do you think global warming has anything to do with this? I do. Believe it, climate change is real, and it's getting worse every day, and we need to step up and do something about it. And one of the things that we're doing about it, I'm very happy to say, I got some good news to share with you today. On my trip down to Washington, D.C., we were also excited to hear the great news that Veridian Energy had to tell us. First, we'd like to just say that we helped to avoid over 7.5 billion pounds of carbon from going into the atmosphere since 2009. And yes, we give back in many, many ways, and it's not just by planting trees and providing people with green energy. At the Veridian annual Power Up meeting, they announced something that's never before been attempted. And I'm very happy to tell you we now have carbon-free travel available to everybody, and it's travel packages that go around the world, and we'll be opening our doors for business in the next couple of months. And these are 5-star travel plans at 2- and 3-star prices, and the prices are guaranteed to be the lowest. And the way that Veridian offsets the carbon is by their using their pledge to light the world with green energy and give free energy to families in deficient areas that have no electricity, and also by planting trees. Please see my new website. It's awesome. It's veridian.com/savewithleo. If anybody wants more information on this, please contact me. If you're interested in becoming a distributor, let me know. There's so much going on, and it's very exciting. And carbon-free travel now and trains, it's getting to be an exciting topic, and people like to talk about it now. It's very interesting. Some topics that I'll be speaking about the next time. we're losing our natural water sources, and our aquifers are being depleted. They're actually just drying up. And if agriculture ceases to exist, this leads to a series of spiraling effects, like more greenhouse gases, many jobs will be lost, the mining industry will be affected, the shipping industry will be affected, and many things that it's definitely something that we need to address. And another topic that I have is about cows. And believe it or not, the cows give off methane gas, and it's destroying our ozone layer. And there's the production of cows, there's just too many cows going on. So we need to regulate it, and we need to maybe slow that down a bit. Discover that you are the eyes of the world. The Eyes of the World Humanitarian Foundation sees you with loving eyes. We are a no loopholes path to a greener and chemical-free planet. And it's great seeing you. Come back again. Namaste. Aloha. Good things are going to happen.